Alright, it's exposing shenanigans time yet again with Sam Altman of OpenAI joining the steady chorus of corporatists trying to fearmonger about AI to the public. It's very interesting because OpenAI is AI. Usually what we're getting so far, a handful of politicians and corporations that are telling people, be afraid of artificial intelligence. If we don't regulate it heavily, it'll destroy mankind. Literally talking about human extinction as the result of zeros and O's on a computer somewhere. I'm doubtful. I'm not exactly sure. Other than causing more obesity and shit as people get even less exercise than they already do in the smartphone era, what really changes is mostly efficiency. You can program these systems. It takes a lot of human effort to refine them, to fine-tune them, and then those systems can automate things to a greater degree than current systems can. They can interpolate data more easily. They can do all sorts of wonderful things. People are making art, although AI still hasn't figured out fingers. Once it can do a hand properly in a 30-second video clip, then I'll become worried. That technology's probably decades away at this rate. It can make videos. It can make music. It can be used to do work with literature, all sorts of wonderful things, and write poetry and stuff. There are plenty of jobs that are at hazard should AI be deployed widely by enough people. The reason why Sam Altman and these other individuals, though, again, this is the CEO of an AI company, is calling on the world to regulate the tech. He's telling people it's because the tech is dangerous. Well, if it's not regulated, we're going to have real problems here. And World War III will break out, cats and dogs living together, the sky is falling. I'll tell you the real reason that a person in AI would explicitly want the government to regulate AI. It's not because he's some sort of benevolent visionary who sees the problems looming on the horizon. It's because he wants a monopoly. He and the other big tech CEOs, the people that are involved with AI projects generally, want to be the only ones possessing it. They're willing to cede some of their autonomy to the government in favor of huge amounts of money because smaller competitors will not be able to exist in a monopolized market. This is what you have with big tech already. You have a duopoly over the entirety of appdom in the Western English-speaking world already. Smaller competitors can't crack in, therefore two companies can decide that you suck and your app doesn't exist for all intents and purposes. That's the way that it works because Apple and Google have gobbled up more than 90% of that market share. A handful of websites control most of the video hosting, although that is beginning to change, thankfully. A handful of groups handle most of the web hosting, etc., etc. At every possible juncture, government regulation generally, and certainly government contracting and grants, have created artificial monopolies strangulating growth and development and allowing for more censorship, which benefits the monopoly, and it benefits the bank, and it benefits the government. It's unipartyism. It's just the global complex trying to crack down on public ingenuity. What they don't want, and the reason they're doing this proactively as opposed to sitting back and waiting, like they did with the dot-coms and social media and crypto, is because they realize that over those periods of time, people that they do not like and don't play nice with the uniparty made a shit ton of money. And they became influential. And it took them years to bribe or blackmail or jail or kill these people or denigrate their fortune somehow through some SEC violation filing or something. That's what they're doing right now. What do you think they're doing with crypto? Why do you think they're going after the exchanges? Why do you think they went after Odyssey? It's because people were threatening to become rich enough to ignore them, to compete with them, to offer potentially a product that people would want more. What they're afraid of is some truly open source, free-for-all AI existing that the government cannot exert any form of control over, that will be more fun and more useful because it's not censored to hell like ChatGPT or something like that, and so people will use it to create things politically or socially that are found offensive, not by the average person, not until they're convinced to be afraid of the technology. Of course, that's why this is happening. Not objective to them, but objectionable to the government and its corporate buddies. That's why they're trying to throttle AI. It's not because they're genuinely afraid of the world ending. Dude, if the world ends because of AI, it'll be because the US government can't control what China does. China will be more than happy, by the way, to create a black market AI approach, the same as it's doing with video hosting. Look what happened with TickTok. Vine dies for no reason whatsoever. It should have been maintained. All of a sudden, you get a wide open field. TickTok comes in. TickTok is a Chinese subsidiary. It communicates back with home with the motherland. And it exists effectively because a bunch of people got censored in Western circles with regards to vlogging. Short and or medium form at this point, and certainly streaming, which TikTok, I believe, now offers. They came in, and now you've got a bunch of people that are using Chinese spyware. China will be more than happy if the Western world decides to do this. This is the China problem. The Chinese will go around your attempt. What will happen is the Western AI will be stagnant. It'll be useless for a lot of people. And when the younger people start getting more into AI, and they already are piling aboard, China will be more than willing to sell them a product or subsidize it and offer it for free that'll be really great and it'll spy on everyone. Well, they don't care about that either. Sam Altman has his. He'll work in China as well and have all sorts of investments there. And so it doesn't really matter. On their side, you've got to understand the globalist doesn't think the way you do or the way I do. The globalist doesn't care what happens in one country or another. They just want to maintain their monopoly. They don't care what government's in power as long as the government ignores them. They don't care if the government is dysfunctional. They don't care if the economy collapses. As long as their investments are diversified enough and as long as the world economy grows in general, they cannot lose. It is not physically possible for them to do so. Once you're diversified enough, like billionaires tend to be, you can't lose. Not without being completely idiotic. You have to do something totally stupid to lose. You have to go out of your way to get charged with a crime once you're in that club. And so Sam Altman is very helpfully helping the government to crack down on dissidents and the upward mobility of the peasant masses. They don't want you to get ahead. They don't want me to be able to use an AI system to plow through 100 times more literary work, offering them for cheaper because it's easier to produce, creating a quality product so that I can flood the market and edge out, publishers that donate to political campaigns. They don't want somebody outside of the orthodoxy of normal record signing to be able to produce high quality music that might go completely viral because it's the AI album. Then no, they want Taylor Swift to release that. They don't want you to do that because you might make millions of dollars and then you might say, well, I've got fuck you money. I can say what I want and I can do what I want and I'm investing further. They don't want you in their club. It's incestuously dynastic, these people, for the most part. You got to realize that, and then you'll understand why Sam Altman would be begging for his own company to be regulated. It ain't because he cares about you and about human extinction, because that's hyperbolic bullshit. That's about all. Peace out.